All right, so let's get into our first story. Crazyslick. So guys, if you don't know the whole backstory of OTK and this whole defamation lawsuit filed by one Adrianah Lee against Mizkif, Maya Higa, Crazyslick, and OTK as an organization, it has been going on for quite some time. And since I didn't prepare, I failed to get the goddamn document. So, what the hell? I'm looking at my screen. I'm like, oh shit, it's up. Give me 1 second, yo. Look, you like, Harry, do you really have his response? The answer is yes. All right. So this is Crazyslick's response to the defamation lawsuit that was filed on the 4th of August, which was last Friday.
Pause.
If you don't know, Crazyslick is the one who's at the center of this whole OTK defamation lawsuit, where he may be the catalyst and Mizkif is the target and OTK is the money bag, the big whale in the lawsuit, if you will. They're being sued by Adrianah Lee, and she's suing for defamation. So what are we about to hear first? We're about to hear from Mizkif. We're about to hear Adrianah. We're about to read Crazyslick's tweet longer, and then we're going to get to his reply. Now, if you don't know about Crazyslick, everyone pretty much, when it first came out, they turned their back on him. Rightfully so, right? You know, he's checking a girl's pulse through her breast, and people called him out on it. She didn't know it happened because she was passed out, and she came to hear the story. So let's go to our favorite former couple, Mizkif and Maya Higa. And to be fair, these people are like, they locked in, man. You would think there was a gang or something, the way they riding for each other.
We're not kicking him out. I know a lot of you guys were afraid of that, and I understand why, considering the last time of what happened. He is not leaving. But if you think that I wasn't ready to do it, you're out of your damn mind. You could ask Maya. I was literally crying.
We were crying yesterday morning because
I thought I was going to have to do it.
Now, this is before everything came out. Eventually, they did kick him out, but this is how hard they was riding for Crazyslick.
We're not kicking him out, but he is getting help. He is going to talk to somebody. He is going to change his behavior. He is going to... It's so hard to say it without sounding cliche and, not genuine, but he really does want to be better. He doesn't want to make people uncomfortable. He's going to change himself so that he doesn't do that, because this was a lot. This was more than a wake-up call. This was yeah, so... There you go.
All right, so eventually that was the cap that they were pushing, or the cope, or how they were about to deal with all this. And here is Adrianah Lee's response.
This is how it is as a woman on Twitch. If something happens to you, you are not allowed to say anything, and that's why I didn't say anything for 2.5 or 1.5 years. You know what I mean? I didn't say anything because as a woman on Twitch, and this happens in the Minecraft community too, as a woman on Twitch, you are not allowed to say anything, because the minute you say something, you're a clout chaser, you're a whore. People call me that already. You are an e-girl desperate for attention. You're not allowed to talk about experiences that made you uncomfortable. You're just supposed to be a object the way Twitch treats you. You're just a object. You're just a decoy to make Twitch look good, to make other streamers have more viewers, because we need a girl on our podcast. You're, as a woman on Twitch, you are not allowed to talk about anything that happens to you, because the minute you do, you are constantly victim blamed.
I can see how this could happen. I can see how it can negatively impact her career. All right, so let's read his goddamn twit longer. This is the twit longer by Crazyslick, who since deleted his account. What does it say? I'm incredibly sorry for making Adrianah feel uncomfortable at the party a year ago, and very sorry to her friends that night for having to put up with me. I was drunk and anxious, and then my intentions were to check her pulse because I was worried. I realized that I was overstepping and I should have let her friends take care of her. There is no excuse for my behavior, and I hope that she can forgive my actions. I'm also deeply sorry for anyone else I've ever made uncomfortable, whether it be on stream, at a party, or anywhere else. It's never been my intention to make people feel scared or uncomfortable. I feel awful that I caused this. I am sorry. All right, so for him to do all that, if you don't know, he was accused of checking her pulse with his hands, if you will. And here is the court docket right here, where you can see that he responded to this lawsuit finally on 8/4 right here. So that's the document that we are about to read. And what do you think he said, guys? Because, you know, he's at the center of this. Do you think he took accountability? Do you think he was remorseful? Do you think he said sorry? Let's get to his response real quick. It's a very brief one. This was sent on the 4th at 10:42 a.m. He has retained a lawyer. This is his response, guys. It's a little lackluster, if you will. Defendant Jacob Rodriguez' original answer. You know, while OTK and Mizkif are sending 200 and 300 page responses, we get a solid 1 page from Crazyslick, and this is defendant Jacob Rodriguez, aka Crazyslick, files this original answer to the plaintiff's petition, which is a general denial pursuant to Rule 92 of the Texas Rules of Civil Procedure. Crazyslick generally denies all allegations of the plaintiff. Like, what the fuck? He wouldn't even cop to touching her or whatever. He was like, no. And remember, guys, hey, look, it could be a legal strategy. Now I'll talk about it. You know, he said, look, it ain't my fault. It's a bold strategy. Prayer. He is praying to the judge that Adrianah take nothing and that Crazyslick be granted all relief. It shows himself entitled in law or equity. So now, why would you think his response would be so short, so sweet? So boom, this is a shorter response than Maya Higa's, if you will. And the reason for his short response, guys, it's not like some long, drawn out technical brief like OTK citing specific case law, or this is because this response buys Crazyslick time. You like time? What do you mean time? It's been a while. It buys him time to see and wait if OTK or Mizkif Enterprises is successful in getting the argument, the lawsuit tossed, right? So he files this general denial. Guess what? You can always amend it, right? So remember, OTK has a hearing for their dismissal it's in August. What you need to take away from it is OTK has their dismissal hearing coming up at the end of August, right? If they are successful in getting the lawsuit tossed on the TCPA, the Rule 91 motion to dismiss, if they are successful right here, guess what? He can amend his answer, put in Rule 91A, dismissal, because you can't dismiss one without dismissing the other. So he's actually saving on lawyer fees, letting OTK do the work. It's really odd, you know, considering his living situation, that he was able to afford such a high-priced attorney, if you will. You can make of that whatever you like. One day we can do the lawyer off and see, you know, how expensive these people are that are representing them. They are a lot of people representing the parties in this lawsuit. It's so much. Look at Maya Higa. Oh my shit. We gotta beat the case. We gotta beat the case. So that's where we at right there, man. It get crazy out here, man. It gets crazy.